So Monday is Cyber Monday. We know what Cyber Monday is. It is the day where you try your best to look like you're working when you're really surfing the internets for good deals. And you're trying to do this without your immediate supervisors seeing what you're doing. And a lot of people just call in sick on Monday, or they take a vacation day because there's all of these great days or deals that are out there. But is it a good idea really to do that at work? And is it really a good idea, if you are doing that, for your boss to come down on you?
An issue. You know, it's funny because this day, Monday and March Madness have the same problem. Mm-hmm. Employees are just checking out. But even on other days, 26%, this is a study that came out this year, 26% of the time when people are at work, they're checking their social media, their status, looking at their fantasy football league. They're checking stuff that's personal to them. So
not working for the company is what you're saying,
right?
But
not working for the company.
But doesn't that really? I mean, isn't it really something that the employer should turn just kind of a blind's eye to, because it's good for station morale. It's good for business morale, I would think.
Well, it really is, and you don't have to turn a blind eye to it. When we're in training and we address this early, we actually can get more. We found that we can get more productive if we actually talk about shopping on Cyber Monday. Set benchmarks or goals for your department and make sure we hit these things. But then we want you to spend the rest of the time shopping and share the good deals you have with your coworkers, so we can all take part in it.
Well, why don't most employers buy into that? Because I hear the stories. I have to cower behind my cubicle. I have to make sure that, Sally isn't watching me, because if she is, I'm going to get in trouble. And she'll walk by and just know that I'm on the Macy's website. Why don't more employers encourage this, in your opinion?
Well, I think in the past what's happened, especially back in, this has kind of built a lot of momentum in the last 4 years. But before companies started thriving again, and when we still were in our recession, we were running on skeleton crews. And it was really, just a high stress level in management, especially middle management. They were getting it from the top and the bottom, the pressure of running and having so many benchmarks to hit and so many things that have to be done. And it would just, the stress for middle management was overwhelming. Now, I think that you're going to see this year that the culture is starting to, and the trend is starting to change a little bit, I think.
People are becoming, people that run companies are becoming a little more savvy to what motivates their employees and, in essence, what makes a good work environment. I think that's what you're saying here.
Yes, sir, it is. If you can't beat them, join them.
There you go. I got that now. Listen, now. By the way, we're chatting with Michael Ray Newman. He's the CEO of ZIGLAR International. Well, what is a motivation? I mean, when you go to your seminars and you do these seminars, we talk about being a team leader or being a great leader in a company. How do you motivate somebody to do that, whether it's rank and file or whether it's someone who actually is in charge? Is that a difficult thing to do for someone who is not inherently that way?
Well, you know what? That is a great question. And what we found, the speaking and training industry is a $70 billion industry just in the United States. Mm-hmm. And in 2015, it's up 20%. And we're teaching all leadership. We still teach sales and customer service and generational communication. But what happened back when the recession hit, they cut middle management. And then because labor was the most expensive thing, they were trying to survive. Mm-hmm. And now that they've come back and businesses are coming back, there's the leaders, they're not organic anymore. Who's our bench strength? Where's our leaders anymore? Yeah. So right now they're just pushing people in those positions, and they really don't have the soft skills needed, because that's a huge disruption in our ecosystem when the recession came. So they're trying to build that right now. Well,
a lot of that's done at the grassroots level when you hire. I think when you hire somebody, you should look for those kinds of qualities. They may not have it may not be a necessity for them immediately, but 2-3 years down the road, you might be looking at somebody who can help your productivity. I think it all starts with the hiring process, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir. And as a matter of fact, you're right on point again. We do ZIGLAR branded personality assessments, and that's what to create the culture that we want, because it was disrupted. We're going all the way back to the initial hiring process, vetting them with a personality assessment, and finding out if they have the traits that can be taught when their time comes, because they are seriously looking for leaders right now.
Sure, and I, if you look for that, and again, this folds back into what you and I are talking about Cyber Monday, but if it folds back into that, if you hire people that understand people, I think you have a better chance of succeeding in business than if you just hire someone who might have great organizational skills or might have leadership skills, although I think that would be difficult if you didn't hire a people person. But I think if you hire someone that generally understands what makes people think and what makes them tick, I think you have a better chance of succeeding as a company.
If you ever need to do some consulting, brother, I got a job for you.
But it is, and I think it folds back to Monday that, for goodness sakes, if you got a company, you got employees you really and truly like, let them have at it. And chances are they'll work better for you on Tuesday or Wednesday next week and be more apt to do the kinds of work that you want to do. So I hereby challenge every CEO in the sound of my voice here in the greater Cincinnati area to listen to what Michael Ray Newman says and let your employees loose on the Internet on Monday and let them shop till they drop, right?
That's right, brother. Shop till you can't click no more.
There you go. By the way, you sound like you might be a Cowboys fan.
Definitely in from Dallas, yes, sir.
So you like those Cowboys?
Yeah, well, I liked them better when Tom Landry was around, but we're excited about them right now.
How old are you, Mike? Tom Landry's been gone for 30 years.
Yeah, no, I was in college when he carried his box out. Me and Jerry Jones don't get along sometimes.
I heard you there. Now, listen, we appreciate your time. And again, Michael Ray Newman, they go on. People go online. They can check out ZIGLARinternational.com. And are you a follow on Twitter, Michael? Do you have one of those?
Yes, sir. CEO, ZZI CEO is at ZZI CEO.
Right. Okay.